Dr. Pranavan Yoganathan, Fiber and Reflux Myths. Fiber drives methane in the gut. Reflux is caused by a lack of gut motility.
We as humans, the amount of fuel that we're supposed to extract from short chain fatty acids fermented in our gut from things like non-absorbable carbohydrates and fiber is only 5 to 7%. Right. And so where does the rest of the 93 to 95% of the fuel come from? I think, and this is part of the issue with this food pyramid. It's pushed fiber as almost as a nutrient source when it clearly isn't. It's simply a substrate for bacteria, and the bacteria benefit from that. I mean, they ferment this fiber and extract these short chain fatty acids, but the kicker is that they utilize most of it and give us a little bit. So it's a partial bargain with the microbiome when it comes to fiber. And so from a perspective of the human gut, we very, very quickly overwhelm our ability to hold this gas in very good, with excessive levels of fiber. And this is the issue. A lot of people get very, very uncomfortable with excessive fiber consumption because of all these issues being carried in the bulk and the fermentation that goes with it. With regards to butyrate generated on a zero fiber diet, I think very quickly you can tap into your own fat stores and pull beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a far more efficient molecule to and you nourish your colon systemically through the blood supply rather than locally by fermenting it within the cecum. This is why a lot of people on very low fiber diets, actually a lot of their bowel issues alleviated as long as they're getting the right macronutrient ratio to ensure that their beta hydroxybutyrate levels are elevated. Now, on a high protein diet, because of the fact that you're relatively calorie restricted due to the satiety factors, you are going to be tapping into your fat stores at many points during the day. Methane is a potent mediator in slowing gut motility, and people forget from the mouth to the anal canal, it's fundamentally a 6 meter long tube. There's various offshoots and so forth, but the thing is one long tube, and if there is significant amounts of methane in the hind gut being generated in the hind gut, the entire gut slows down, including esophageal contractions, which is fascinating, right? And so a lot of gastroesophageal reflux can actually be mediated downstream in the colon. There have been a lot of studies that have shown this, quite elegant studies as well, so where they've infused basal methane into the colon via an external tube and then noted that esophageal motility slows down. So I think methane is an issue, because if you've over time selected for methogenic bacteria, right, in your hind gut, and you're predisposed to then creating excess amounts of methane from fermenting carbohydrates and other fibers and not starchy type of foods, you're essentially going to end up with issues related to gut motility, and gut motility is something that's kind of under looked at, because we look at reflux as acid-based disease, but really at its core, I think it's a motility-based disease related to muscle.
The amount of fuel that we are supposed to extract from short-chain fatty acids fermented in our gut from non-absorbable carbohydrates and fiber is only 5 to 7%. The food pyramid has pushed fiber as a nutrient source when it is clearly not. It is a substrate for bacteria. Bacteria benefit from excess fiber by fermenting it and extracting short-chain fatty acids, but they utilize most of it and give us only a little bit of it. From the perspective of the human gut, this quickly overwhelms our ability to hold these gases in. Many people get uncomfortable from excess fiber's bulk and producing these gases. Butyrate generated from a zero fiber diet? Very quickly you can tap into your own fat store and pull in beta hydroxybutyrate, which is a much more efficient means, and nourish your colon systemically through the blood supply rather than locally from your gut. This is why many people on zero fiber diets have their bowel issues alleviated as long as they have the right macronutrient ratio to keep their hydroxybutyrate elevated. With a high protein diet, due to its strong satiety factor, you will tap into your fat stores to provide hydroxybutyrate. Methane is a potent mediator in slowing gut motility. From our mouth to our anus, the gut is a 6-meter long tube. If there is significant methane being produced in the hindgut, the whole gut will slow down, including the esophageal contractions. A lot of studies show esophageal reflux, or acid reflux, can be mediated downstream in the colon. Increased methane in the colon causes esophageal motility to slow down. That enhances acid reflux. Methane is an issue. If over time you have selected for a methogenic bacteria in your hindgut, then you are predisposed to creating methane from excess fermented carbohydrates, fiber, and other starchy foods. You will have issues with gut motility. And gut motility is the main cause of reflux, but it is often underlooked at. Typically, reflux is considered an acid-based disease, but at its core, reflux is a motility-based disease related to muscle,